What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I did a full face and a natural neutral look, and if you want to see how I achieved this look, just keep watching. I've already put my foundation on. Okay, so the foundation I have on is Milani Conceals Plus Perfect. I think this was like $4 maybe, no more than $5. I had this from Walmart, and I love the application on here because it's a pump. I do have foundations such as Fenty, Lancome, MAC, a couple of others, but those are more expensive, and just to go out running errands, I like to use my less expensive makeup. That being said, let's get started. Okay, I have my face, I have my foundation on, as I already said, and when I apply my makeup, I like, because I have hyperpigmentation here that sometimes shows through. And normally I do color correcting, but since I contour, I just like, whatever. I don't really bother it. Alright, so after I put my foundation on, I like to set my foundation. And I set my foundation. Today, everything is going to be inexpensive. Okay, so I do have the Laura Mercier. However, again, today, everything is going to be inexpensive. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me. Get rid of the excess, and I really don't do too much under my eyes because I'm going to use under eye concealer. Now that that's set, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my eyebrows. Okay, so what I'm going to use for my eyebrows is the NYX Tang Frame. Well, it's eyebrow gel. And I'm going to use this. I do have Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. However, everything I'm going to use today is going to be inexpensive. This brow pencil was not inexpensive. And I kind of like using brow gel. I've gotten used to using it. I used to use a pencil all the time. This is how I do my brows. Okay, at this point, I realized that because of the position of the camera in the mirror, you're not going to be able to completely see my brow process. So I'm just going to fast forward from this point to the finished result. Okay, so after I finish putting the gel on, what I do is I just go through and brush my brows to make sure that everything is blended. And I don't like my eyebrows overstated. I just don't. I don't like the big, never mind. I don't like my eyebrows overstated. Okay, so after doing my eyebrows, I do apply my concealer. This is what takes me the most time. Outside of LA Girl, I use the Sephora concealer. I do have MAC, but I prefer using Sephora. LA Girl, I've just really figured out how to keep that from creasing on me because I had the biggest problem with creasing with LA Girl. So let me go ahead and start applying my under eye concealer, well, my concealer period. I don't like the variance of my concealer to be too far from my actual skin tone. I just don't want that overstated either. And I think that's more for when you're going out. And I'm not going out, I'm just running errands. So the color that I'm using is Toffee. Before setting my under eye concealer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyes for my eyeshadow. And what I do, I use my LA Girl concealer as a base. The color that I use for my base is Warm Honey. So this is slightly lighter than my under eye concealer. I take a concealer brush and I just blend it out. Okay, at this point I realized that there's some footage missing of me applying my under eye concealer, but we're going to keep it moving because I haven't set it yet. And while I'm working on my priming my eyes, applying the base for my eyeshadow, this sets again and it creases and it allows me to blend it out, but I won't do it until I finish the other eye. So now that I have that done, what I'm going to do is set both at the same time. I'm going to check the concealer on the eye. See how that started setting in the creases? And I can blend that out. What you don't want to do is set your concealer while settling in your creases like that. I use a small angle contour brush to set the concealer above my eye, on my eye. Next, I'm going to take the same powder and set the rest of my concealer. And as you can see, I'm not really heavy-handed with the powder because I don't really do a baking method. After applying all the setting powder to the places where the concealer is, you want to take a light fluffy brush and brush away the excess. This will prevent your foundation from moving. Okay, currently I have two contour brushes. I love my Sonia Kosh brush. I had this brush out of Ulta and it is a larger contour brush. I feel like with this one I don't have to blend out as much. Now I know I said everything was going to be inexpensive, but I don't have anything that I can use as a contour other than my MAC. And I love the way this is angled, so it kind of fits right. It fits right in where I want to contour at. A light contour. Let me do it this side so you can really see. And now what I'm going to do is blend. Moving on. I'm going to go ahead and apply my blush now. So the blush that I'm going to be using is blush that I've had for a while. And it's a blush compact by e.l.f. And this is what it looks like. And I'm going to be using this color here. So I've already applied my blush on each side. This all over glow. This I purchased in a beauty supply store. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my highlight. Okay, so once I apply my highlight to my nose, is take my small concealer brush and contour my nose area. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to start working on my eyeshadow. And I always put my eyeshadow on last. I don't know why. Maybe I should put it on first, but I always put it on last. Now, the most inexpensive eyeshadow that I have, honestly, is my Morphe palette. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start applying. And this is the palette from MAC that I'm going to use. And this is a very neutral palette. I like this palette because it is so neutral. I also have the Jaclyn Hill palette. I have this palette also. And I like this palette because it actually gives you the names of the colors on the back. I like this palette too. So look at these two palettes together. So, and this palette right here was my first Morphe palette. So this was my first Morphe palette. Today what we're going to use is the Natural Neutral, because this is the look I'm going for today. Okay, so I actually have to create a lid because my lid is here. See, when I look up, it disappears. See, I have a hooded eye. This is called a hooded eye. Now you would think because my eyes were so big I wouldn't have a hooded eye, but oh well. I learned to work with it. So I'm going to create now, and this is a transitional color that I'm using, and it's orange. Orange works really good on brown skin tones. And what I'm doing is creating a lid, an eyelid. And you'll see how it almost appears that I have a full eyelid once I create it. I'm looking over here to the right because I have a mirror over here. Just a quick reminder, because of the position of the camera and the mirror, you may only see me do the right side. However, the process is the same on the left and the right. And with the hooded eye, you have to take your eyeshadow up fairly higher than somebody who doesn't have a hooded eye, so the eyeshadow can be seen. And this is how I do my corner V. Okay, so what I do after that, I go back in to the orange that I used, and I actually blend that out. I'll go back into that chocolate. This is how I do it. This is what works for me. Now what we're going to do is find a color. Maybe this color, the gold. Yeah, I think that'll be real pretty. Watch. And I bring it up a little high again because I have a hooded eye, so when I open my eye, you can still see that there's shadow there. What I'll normally do is after applying the eyeshadow, I'll go back into my V. Then I'll go back in with the orange and blend that all out. Also, what I like to do is go back in with the color that I used for my lid and put that right at my brow. I'm going to do my eyeliner, mascara, and lip off camera, and I'll be right back. So I just sprayed my face with the Urban Decay setting spray. This stuff is amazing. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. It sets your face all day. I have a lip liner on by MAC, and I've had this for a while. I don't know what it is, and I don't have any inexpensive lipsticks. I have Anastasia, MAC, and Sephora. So those are only lippies I have. This is the finished look of my natural neutral face. What y'all think? I think I did a pretty good job. I'll talk to y'all later. And remember, y'all, the beauty of it all is your way. My way. Bye, guys.